Well, good morning, everyone. How are ya? Once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day, as per usual. And we love to say hello to a few folks here and our dear friends. And let me just see here who's up number one this morning, okay? And Nativity. You are numero uno. Andrea, Niagara Falls. Sandra from Mervillia. I know you guys by heart. Lori, Niagara Falls. Karen Kincardine. Nick from Arsta. Mary, how are you? Madeleine, bonjour. Wendy from Markham. Good morning. Jeanette from Arsta. Gertie, Burlington, how's you doing? Andrea, Nouveau Brunswick, bonjour. Fran, Orangeville. And Fran, another Fran, right? Back to back from Tillsonburg. Anna, and Georgie, Halifax. Carol, good morning from Moncton. Wanda from Virginia. Ashley, good morning. And Deneen LaSalle. Lou, Ella, yes, West Tennessee, Etta. Good morning. Diane, LaSalle. Keith, Bell River, all around Windsor. Dan, good morning. Brahim, how is you? Alma, how are you? And Sandy, Vancouver, Washington. Christine, Mississauga. Sue, good morning. And Jean Hamner. We appreciate you guys more than you know. Jocelyn Baxter. Mary Rose Hamner. Millica, good morning. Stouffville. And Robin from Connecticut. Serpa, good morning from Dowling. Carol, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. And Sue says it's smoky. Donna, Kristen, and Lise, Dubraka, good morning from Mississauga. Jerry, Nouveau Brunswick. Anna, toasty warm in Manitoba. Manitoba. Hello, Chantal, bonjour. Mara, good morning. Donna. Guys, PEI, and Fran, John, from Elgin, Illinois. Elizabeth, good morning. And Wendy from Wasaga. We appreciate you guys. Now, did anybody see Kevin, or is it just me? David and Barbara from Atlanta, good morning. Jeanette, bonjour. Bonnie, good morning. There's Dr. Troy in Newfoundland. There's Kevin. Kevin, I don't know what's happened to you. Kevin, he used to be first one up almost invariably, but now I never see his name. Don't ask me what's going on in this place. I have no idea. And I hate to go around touching stuff, because when I touch stuff, it usually doesn't work. It usually backfires. Okay, guys. No. Don't you hate being lied to? Don't you? I'm reading an article yesterday, and I hate being lied to. I just don't like it. And, here we are in 2023. You would think with all the advancements that have been made in almost every area of our lives, one thing that we've really gone backwards on is our health. And, you would just think, medicine has advanced and we've got medications for everything. But we have a population with 93% of the population that is on the Titanic, health-wise. 93%. And it's because we've been lied to. And I have to undo that on a daily basis with people. Okay? And I sort of blame the nutrition industry more than anything else. And again, the food industry doesn't care about you. Well, they do care. They care that you buy their food. But the food industry have bought and paid for dietitians. And they lied to us. And they've been lying to us for well over 50 years now. And the results of that are astronomical. They are disastrous. And again, you cannot be healthy. In this day and age, you cannot be healthy unless you eat right. But here we are. We've been told lies for a long time. Let me give you a few of the lies that are self-evident. One, saturated fat causes heart disease. That is so ingrained in people. It's ingrained in our thinking. By the way, I never bought that. Never bought it. I'm glad I never did, but I never did buy it. When people were telling us not to eat butter, to use margarine, not only did it give me a splitting headache, I used to scream out loud about how stupid that was. I remember telling people, I says, open up, a vat or a tin or whatever of margarine, and then put out butter in and put it outside. And watch what the ants do. Watch what bugs do. Watch what any kind of animal will do. They're smarter than we are. They'll choose butter every time. Every time. Margarine, they'll look at it like, hello, I'm not eating that. Ants. I'm not eating that. That's plastic. Or a molecule away from plastic. But we've been told that saturated fat is bad for you because it clogs up your arteries. It clogs them up. And people went for it because they were ignorant of nutrition. And physicians went for it because they were ignorant of nutrition. They just didn't, when you don't get any training in nutrition, ignorant. Saturated fat, bad. The most important meal of the day is breakfast. We were told that. My kids were told that. My grandchildren are told that. My great-grandchildren are told that. The most important meal of the day is breakfast. Brought to you by Kellogg's. Right? And the choices we make, remember, the most important meal of the day is breakfast. And Kellogg's, Dr. Kellogg's, and other Post and, General Foods and whatever, they weren't stupid people. They were great at marketing. They said, well, the most important meal of the day is breakfast, plus add this to the equation. Saturated fat is bad for you. Therefore, you don't want to have bacon and eggs because bacon and eggs have saturated fat. So the most important meal plus saturated fat is bad for you equals eat our cereal. You think they were stupid? And the whole world went for it. Bacon, bad. Bacon, bad. It's going to clog up your arteries. Eggs have cholesterol. That's true. But cholesterol's the boogeyman. Can't have cholesterol in your food. It's going to elevate your cholesterol. Good. You want high cholesterol. I was telling a former patient yesterday, you want cholesterol. Why do you want to lower your cholesterol? Oh, my doctor. I know, but your doctor, God bless them, but they don't know anything about nutrition. I'm sorry. Saturated fat is bad. The most important meal of the day is your breakfast. Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't eat breakfast, okay? Don't come at me like that. But the best food you can eat for breakfast are bacon and eggs. Well, steak and eggs would even be better. People always come at me, Doc, bacon. Look at all the fat on that bacon. Yeah, the more fat on that bacon, the better it is. I said, you know what the oil is in bacon? What's it called? The oil in bacon is the same oil that's in olive oil. Now, I like olive oil. I've always talked about olive oil as being a tremendous oil for you. It lubricates. You want to do an oil change? Olive oil is a wonderful oil, but olive oil has oleic acid, bacon. You know that oil and that grease you see? Oleic acid. I like bacon. The same oil. And wonderful saturated fat. Remember, saturated fat is satisfied fat. Doesn't oxidize. It's not like those fake oils, okay? Highly synthetic, that are made for your car, not for the human body. Boy, that's been a big problem. It's part of that reason that 93% of the population, see, when we switched from saturated fat to polyunsaturated fat. Oh, that must be good for me. No, it's not. Your body doesn't even know what it is. You know, every time you consume, let's say French fry, made in bad oils. The food police made McDonald's change oils. Because they used to fry it up in lard. Okay, I'm not saying frying up, I'm not saying you should live on French fries, but if they're cooked in the right oil, they're not near as bad. Well, they're not near as bad at all. When you cook stuff, everything made in those middle aisles of the grocery store, anything made at those fat food. Somebody asked me the other day, well, Dr. Martin, it's made in peanut oil. Yeah. I don't care. That's not a good oil. You know, we need to get back to the saturated fat days. But we've been lied to. And the results have been disastrous. Disastrous. Never mind obesity. But metabolic syndrome. People are suffering today from MS. Not multiple sclerosis, although that's gone up too. They're suffering from MS, metabolic syndrome. And eventually that will kill you. And metabolic syndrome is food. And we've been lied to. We were told that saturated fat was bad. We were told that the first meal of the day is the most important. And so we started eating cereal as if that was the greatest thing you could do. Frosted Flakes are great. No, they're not. Tony the Tiger. That's what they used to call me when I was a kid because of Frosted Flakes. Tony the Tiger. Okay? Frosted Flakes are great. No, they're not. They're not so great. Cheerios. Dr. Martin, they're good for your heart. They lower your cholesterol. No, they're not. There's a heart on the box. I know. When you consume them, you're going to have a heart attack. That's what I used to tell my patients. Ask my staff. I used to have a box of cereal in my office, so I could show patients what not to eat. Don't eat this stuff. Dr. Martin, what about my fiber? I need fiber. I said, who told you that? Well, I don't know, my doctor? I said, no, you don't need fiber. You just don't. It's so overrated. They told us lies, and more lies. The results have been disastrous. Here's another lie that dietitians would tell us every day. They still do. Your brain needs carbs. That's a lie, my friend. If your brain needs sugar, your body will take steak and turn it to sugar. Did you know that? Your brain don't need carbs. It doesn't. Your brain actually prefers eggs, meat, and cheese. Because I always come back to your mitochondria, okay? Because I'm a battery guy, okay? Like, these battery cars? I'm not big on those, by the way. No, look, I'm not a prophet nor the son of one, but I'm going to tell you, I live in Northern Ontario, okay? And when it gets to be 40 below, okay, in case, like I know climate and this and that, and we need electric vehicle, they ain't going to work in 40 below. I'm sorry. You won't even get halfway down the block if you could start your car at all. Anyway, I know. Bring me back. I'm getting a headache because I talk about the climate. And I don't buy it, guys. I just don't buy it. I just believe that it's propaganda, and we're looking at the wrong problem. It's not the climate. It's our health. That's the big problem in our society. I feel sorry for kids who are under propaganda 24 hours a day. And I know propaganda works because I watched it in the nutritional field. I have guys, I'm not kidding you, have the same degrees that I have. Doctors of natural medicine, doctors in clinical nutrition, and it's like they kissed their brains goodbye. Well, you know, when it comes to cancer, you better watch out for red meat. And I said, who told you that? Even to my colleagues. Who told you that? There isn't a study that's worth its salt that tells you that. But it's propaganda. If you say a lie long enough, people will believe it. They believe it. Oh, it must be true. Here's one. Steak. Okay? Sun Steak and Steel. Steak is acidic, Dr. Martin. It's acidic. I said, who told you that? Well, isn't it? No, who told you that? Well, I heard it is. It's not. Steak isn't acidic. Sugar's acidic. A tomato is acidic. Is tomato bad for you? Is it? It's acidic. Is lemon is really acidic? Is it bad for you? No, because your body has a buffering system. I mean, day one, you learn about pH. Well, Dr. Martin, in cancer, it's acidic. Yes, I don't deny that you don't want to be acidic. But steak doesn't make you acidic. Meat doesn't make you acidic. Cheese, oh, Dr. Martin, cheese is acidic. Who told you that? It's not acidic. Because the second you eat a tomato, for example, the second you eat, you know, when they tell you about nightshades, I used to get a splitting migraine when I heard about nightshades. What? Well, that's not good for you. Why? Your body has a buffering system. When you have a tomato, it actually makes you more alkaline. Why? Because your body has baking soda. I mean, you learn that in physiology. But you forget it if you just buy the nonsense that they're constantly giving us. I sit there and I hear it almost every day. How bad steak is for you, meat is for you. You can have, then they give you one. They said, well, you can have some chicken. Okay? Have a little chicken, but don't eat. And when you go get meat, if you do, make sure it's lean. Stink, you can hardly find hamburger that's not lean. Where do you think that came from, guys? The dietitians who were trained, bought and paid for by the food industry. Okay? Bought and paid for. Look at the disaster that we have in our society today. The disaster of 93% on the Titanic, on their way to the iceberg of cancer, on their way to the iceberg of heart disease, on their way to the iceberg of Alzheimer's, on their way to the iceberg of autoimmune disease, on their way to the iceberg of diabetes. I read yesterday, 96 million, I believe, Americans are in the category of a pre-diabetic. Guys, if you're in pre-diabetic, you're diabetic. You are. People just fool themselves. Oh, my blood sugar, it's within normal limits. Yeah, but that's a lagging indicator. That's the last thing. Your body would rather have fatty liver than be a diabetic. Your body would rather have anything than allow sugar to stay in your bloodstream. It's the mission of your body to keep sugar out of your bloodstream. Your body is so smart, it understands the importance of not eating sugar more than we do. Your body, it fights sugar left in the bloodstream with everything in your body fights that. Your body doesn't like quick food. What do I mean by that? When food breaks down too fast, your body doesn't appreciate it. I've used the example of a wood stove. Pretend your body's a wood stove. Do you heat your log cabin with paper and twigs, cereal, muffins, bagels, bread, sweets? Oh, Doc, I just put one sugar in my coffee. Well, you shouldn't do it. I just can't eat. I can't drink it without that. Well, suck it up, Buttercup. Change is not easy. My name is Tony and I'm a carbaholic. Change is not easy, but it's worth it. Lies, lies, lies. Snacking. Here's another lie. Snacking. Ooh, snacking, Dr. Martin. You know how many people, hey. I love everyone, okay? But people go, Doc, when I'm on the reset, what am I supposed to snack with? And I understand that. We're so used to snacking. Well, you don't really need to snack. If you start your day, okay, if you want to talk about the most important meal, a lot of people skip the first meal when they're intermittent fasting. That's all right. Whatever floats your boat. But if you're going to eat the right thing. Have some eggs. Why? Because you won't need to snack. When you put a log on your fire of your metabolism at the cellular level, when your mitochondria see, oh, look what you just gave me. You gave me an egg. That's octane. I'll help you to burn that for a long time. You don't need to snack. But you see, the food industry, you think they're stupid? You need to snack. You need a granola bar. You gotta have a granola bar. I go crazy. When I see a granola bar, I feel like at the grocery store, I see people choosing I say, Can I talk to you? I don't do that. Put me in jail. But I want to talk to them. I said, read the label. Read it. How much sugar is in there? Doc, it's granola. I don't care. It's not good for you. Granola's not good for you. Who told you it was good for you? No, but, and then they, yeah, but a snacking, Doc, it's good for me. It keeps my metabolism going. Oh. You don't want to be, you are secreting insulin. There's people, I'm telling you, I used to see it in my office all the time. There are people that it seems like 24 hours a day they're secreting insulin. They eat the wrong foods, they snack all the time, they're hungry all the time, and their insulin is pumping. Squirt, 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 because it's got to work. Like when you have, let's say you have a toast. Toast, Dr. Martin, that must be good for me, isn't it? Here's most seniors. I just had cereal. I gotta have my oats because oats got fiber. And I had my oats this morning, and on the box it's a heart because it's going to lower my cholesterol, Dr. Martin. And then I had toast with it and, a little bit of jam. Ooh. Your mitochondria just told you, your battery packs just said, oh, you're giving me that crap again. That stuff gonna burn like paper and twigs on my fire. And you might have a good bowel movement, but so what? Guys, I know you're smarter than that, so, when I tease, I'm not teasing you, okay? Because you guys are smarter than that. You know better. How many people, though, when they first start off, what the doctor is in, they go, Dr. Martin, I'm so confused. Who's telling the truth here? They? My doctor? My dietitian? I go online and all the gurus are telling me? Who's telling the truth? God gave you a brain. Use it. When you look at dripping fat from bacon, it's good for you. It's good for you. Best thing you can do for your heart is eat saturated fat. It doesn't clog arteries, it lubricates arteries. Everybody agrees one thing. Even the other side will agree olive oil is good for you. Even the other side, they agree with that. Oh yeah, olive oil, yeah, we like it. It's good for you for sure. Olive oil, yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, well, bacon's got the same oil. I know. Drives me crazy. Yeah, well, anywho, we don't want to be lied to. We don't want to be lied to, guys. Okay. Okay. I was going to bring you a couple of other studies this morning, but we'll have to wait on that. Brand new study on insulin resistance. I got to bring it to you. So we'll do that. Okay? We'll do that. Okay, guys. Friday's question and answer. This week, we will make an announcement, pretty sure, about our new book, Sun, Steak, and Steel. Coming. Okay? We're going to announce it. I can't wait. I've been waiting for a long time for that book. Okay? It's just about ready to go. Happy about that. Okay. Guys, take a deep breath with me. So let's relax. The arguments here, okay? We're making arguments. We're right. The other side is wrong. But we still love them, don't we? Yeah, we do. Okay? Talk to you soon.